What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the LTQ Wrestling Podcast. I am BDJ. We are 1 week away from the 2026 Royal Rumble, one of my favorite PLEs of the year. Usually a lot of excitement, potential returns, debuts, you name it, the Royal Rumble usually has it. There hasn't been a lot of hype going into this Royal Rumble, and that can be a good or a bad thing. Because for me, usually if they don't hype up a show too much, I go into it with low expectations, and I usually am surprised or just happy with how good the show went. So maybe that's one of these years where that's the case. We have 4 matches on the card. That's the Triple H formula, right? 4 matches. Maybe they add another one. I'm recording this on the Sunday. So we'll have to see on Raw or SmackDown if they add one more match. But I think it's pretty much set. It's going to be these 4 matches. AJ Styles against Gunther. Drew McIntyre against Sami Zayn for the WWE Undisputed Championships. And we got the men and women's Royal Rumble matches. Now, everybody, before I get started, stay safe out there. There's a lot of snow going on. Just make sure you stay safe because, I mean, obviously you guys know that already, but just be safe out there. So let's start off with the first match. AJ Styles against Gunther. And if AJ Styles loses, his WWE career is over. Now, I've really went back and forth about who I think should win this, or who I predict will win this, I should say. And it's tough because Gunther, I didn't even know this stat. He's never lost a one-on-one in WWE that didn't have a title on the line. So are they going to have him lose this match against AJ Styles? Now, you could do a count out or maybe a DQ. I just find it hard to believe that AJ Styles does not have like a farewell tour or a final match in TNA. I just don't see it happening. I do think he's going to end up winning this match. I'm going to predict he wins this match by count out. That's what I predict. I don't see Gunther getting pinned. Maybe he submits. I mean, he technically did submit on Raw a few weeks ago during the match. Maybe they go back to that kind of story where the ref actually sees it this time. That's kind of like the babyface moment for Styles. But it is tough seeing Gunther lose this match, especially after he just beat John Cena. Like, it's just, they rarely have Gunther lose. And this ain't even a knock on AJ Styles, but does AJ gain anything from beating Gunther? Maybe you set up a final and third match, but it's like, this is tough. Now, there's been a lot of rumors about what they could do. I'm not going to, I've only heard from one source. I ain't going to really say like, oh, it's guaranteed to happen. Maybe they have Gunther win the Royal Rumble. That's a possibility. Maybe Styles beats Gunther and then Gunther wins the Rumble. That's something they could possibly do. Will they do it? We'll see. I'm sure they're still scrambling through plans and trying to figure out what they're officially going to do. WWE has had a tendency of changing plans last minute or going in a different direction. So maybe that's the case here. But I think they're going to think long and hard about how this match should go. And I think this is going to be just like the Raw match, a fantastic wrestling match. Both these guys can work their tails off. There ain't no doubt about it. The match quality is going to be fantastic. They'll probably get 15 to 20 minutes maybe to go out there. I love the Styles and Nakamura match we saw on Saturday night's main event. I'm sure a lot of you guys did as well. I saw nothing but positive reviews for it. Fantastic wrestling match. I don't think this match will be any different. It's just trying to decide the winner is tough. I'm going to go AJ Styles wins. Now, I know it writes itself. It's been 10 years since AJ Styles debuted in 2016 at the Rumble. It makes perfect sense for him to potentially retire here on the 10-year anniversary. But he's got to go back to TNA, do one final match, whether it's against Mike Santana or Frankie Kazarian or maybe Leon Slater, since they had him come out and shake Leon's hand after his X Division title win. Whatever they end up doing, he's got to have one final match there before he retires. And there's just so many other opponents he could still face or have, callback matches to, or whatever the case may be. I just don't think this is it. So I'm going to go AJ Styles gets the win. Next match we have is for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Drew McIntyre, who I'm like everybody else, I'm happy he won the championship, against Sami Zayn, who won the Fatal 4-Way against Randy Orton, Damian Priest, and Trick Williams to become number one contenders. He was my prediction for that match. Like, I talked to a lot of people I work with. They were like, oh, no, Randy's going to win. I just had a feeling Sami was going to win because Sami can take a loss to Drew. He's never beaten Drew, I believe, in WWE. So him losing again wouldn't really hurt anything. Sami's that guy you can have take losses. It's not really going to affect him. He still has that fan support. Obviously, some fans have gotten turned off by Sami. They call him Sammy Hogan, or they're tired of the same, kind of sad, I'm going to fight and get the title type promo, which I completely understand because he does do those a lot. But I do think this will be a very good match. Drew's going to retain. But it would not surprise me if Fatu and Cody Rhodes get involved because Drew did attack both them during their Saturday night's main event match. They're both on the show, but not in an official match until the Rumble starts. So maybe they just come out and attack Drew. I don't see Sami winning. I know some fans might think they do a swerve and Drew gets screwed again by Cody or something, and Sami hits a luva kick and he wins the title and it sets up a 4-way for WrestleMania. I mean, that would be something. I just don't see it happening. So I do think Drew will get the win here in a very good wrestling match. There'll be interference. Maybe Cody comes out there and then Fatu comes out and fights him off. And then maybe they attack him after the match. Because it definitely looks like they're setting up a triple threat here between Fatu, Cody, and Drew. I've talked about that in the short I did the other day about how that would probably make more sense than just doing Cody against Drew again. I feel like a lot of fans are burnt out on that. So I'm going to go Drew McIntyre gets the win against Sami Zayn, a very good wrestling match. The next match is intriguing because there's not a clear favorite in the Women's Royal Rumble match. Like you could have, you could throw out some picks like maybe Roxanne Perez wins, Bianca Belair potentially coming back and winning. Liv is definitely one of the favorites right now. There's a lot of possibilities. Raquel Rodriguez, that would be a heck of a swerve. But I do think that they're going to end up going in a direction where the champion faces Stephanie Vercure, because I do think whether Bianca Belair returns and wins the Rumble or not, I do think she's going to end up facing Jade Cargill for the title at WrestleMania regardless. So they could always just have, for example, Roxanne win and her face Stephanie Vercure at WrestleMania, and they still have Belair and Jade feud and face off at Mania. Jade's had a awful title run. I see it ending at WrestleMania regardless of whoever wins this match. But I do think it's going to be Belair. If she's able to come back, she's been out a minute, obviously, with that finger injury. It still looks pretty rough. Haven't seen it lately. But I do think that's the direction they'll go. So going off that, I think it's going to be, like I said, the winner's going to face Stephanie Vercure. So who could that be? There's multiple possibilities. I'm going to give my one prediction, but could a Tiffany Stratton return during the Rumble and win it? That's a wild card. Tiffany's a big star. She's been gone since she lost the title. She's been posting on TikTok. She looks like she's in awesome shape as always. Does she come back and face Stephanie? That's an all right match when they face off, and I believe that champion versus champion match. Liv Morgan, that's always, a good pick. She's came so close every single time to winning the Rumble. She just hasn't gotten the job done. Do they go with her? I do think Liv would make the most sense because it's Liv Morgan. She's over. She's always in the main event scene if they want her to be, or she can always be in the main events, I should say. Or do you do her and Raquel at WrestleMania? Or do you do her and Roxanne at WrestleMania? There's many different directions they can go here. But I'm going to predict Liv Morgan wins the Women's Royal Rumble. I think her and Stephanie Vercure, it's something different. The fans will be invested in it. Liv can still be a heel, but still get that big pop. Stephanie Vercure is said to not be vacated the title. Her injury is not that serious. It's going to keep her out a few weeks, but she's believed to be all right, not going to be out for a long period of time, so that's good to hear. I just think Liv makes the most sense. Now, there's a lot of wild cards, like I said, they could go with here. But, those two, to me, unless they really go with somebody, I don't really see Raquel winning unless they really want to do a different kind of match. But her and Stephanie at Mania, would it be a Mania-type match? Debatable for sure. Roxanne, I wouldn't hate it. I just don't feel like it's her time yet. Maybe they go with like Lash Legend. I don't see that happening. But I saw somebody comment on one of my shorts saying, "Oh, Becky Lynch should win the Rumble." No. Becky's had so many moments. She's going to be facing AJ Lee for the women's Intercontinental title at Mania. She'll be all right. She don't need to win another one. She's cool. Rhea Ripley and Io are said to be facing each other, so I don't really see either one of them winning. Plus, they just retained the tag titles last night, Saturday night's main event. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Liv Morgan. I don't really see any other options making sense right now from the top of my head. Now, somebody could win. I'd be like, oh, okay, well, blank makes a lot of sense against Stephanie Vercure. Just thinking right now, Liv makes the most sense to me more than anybody else if Belair or maybe Tiffany doesn't win it. So what will most likely be the main event, the Men's Royal Rumble. Now, it's always going to be filled with big stars. You're going to have some big returns probably during it. Who do they go with? Now, there's a lot of rumors circulating on what the matches of WrestleMania will be. Is Roman Reigns going to win the Rumble again? Is Cody Rhodes going to make history and win a third straight Royal Rumble? He's entering at number 1. Could he pull Rey Mysterio and win it? Or actually, Rey entered at number 2, didn't he? Yeah, I think Rey entered at number 2. But could he pull, a miracle, win 3 straight like Stone Cold Steve Austin? Could they go Braun Breaker? Could he, there ain't really no definite plans for Braun Breaker right now. What is the plan with him for Mania? If they do Punk and Roman or something like that, where's Braun fit in? Does he face Rollins if Rollins potentially comes back? Does Rollins somehow return and win the Rumble? There's a lot of possibilities with this one, too. And I really hope they don't have Cody or Roman win, and nothing against either one of them guys. It's just like, they both had so much moments already. I feel like the Royal Rumble, and this has always been how I felt about the Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank, I feel like it's an opportunity to create a new star. Like most of the time, WWE usually plays the safe route, and they don't really go with anybody who isn't an already established name. And if they do, it's somebody that's kind of already on their way there. Like Braun Breaker winning would definitely catapult him into officially that main event scene, but he's already kind of on his way there. So my prediction for the men's Royal Rumble. It's tough. There's a lot of options. I'm going to go the safe route, though. And I think Roman Reigns is going to win it. I don't really see Cody winning it again. He doesn't need it, even though Roman doesn't need it either. But if that's the main events they're going with, who else makes sense? Like, yeah, Rollins to come back, but it's still early. I would love for Kevin Owens to come back and be in the Rumble. I just don't think it's been enough time since he's had the surgery for him to return, and he needs to take as much time as he can. And it said that WWE's really taking it slow with him. There's going to be them fans out there who say, Chad Gable should come back and win it. That'd be awesome, but we all know better. That could be somebody who returns during the Rumble, Chad Gable. I don't even want to hear anybody say Brock Lesnar should win the Rumble again. Just don't even comment on this video if that's anything you have in your mind. Please, no. Gunther, I said earlier, he's a possibility. Would he face Punk at WrestleMania and look to get his win back if he lost him at SummerSlam? Possibility, but then what would Roman do? Maybe they do Roman and Fatu if Roman doesn't win the Rumble. Like, there's different matches they could definitely do. It just depends what they decide. So I'm going to predict Roman Reigns. I think he's the safest bet. He's probably the number 1 pick if you were betting on who would win this Rumble. I think him and Cody would be 1 and 2. Braun probably 3, Gunther 4, and other 5. That's probably the top 4 I have with Roman at number 1. Now, I hope WWE pulls a swerve and they do somebody I'm not even thinking of or none of us are thinking of like they did with Jey Uso, because I don't think anybody in hell thought Jey Uso was winning last year in the Rumble. Was it the right choice? No, but it was definitely something different. So maybe they get kind of gun-shy this year and they go, you know what? We tried something new with Jey last year. The fan reception, at least online, wasn't very good. Let's just go with Roman or Cody or Braun in the safe route and go from there. We'll see. But that's definitely my prediction, Roman Reigns. Let me know what your predictions are for the 2026 Royal Rumble match in the comments down below. Make sure to like and subscribe for more LTQ Wrestling podcast content. We upload every single week. We got shorts, we got long form, we got podcast episodes. Whenever I can get QJ in tears or one of them in here to do one, we make that happen. Appreciate the support as always. Peace.